Okay, I understand that you really liked videos where I am revealing Norwegian musicians. You most probably didn't know we're Norwegians, so here it is, video number 4. Hello my friends, welcome back to the channel. I'm very happy that you are pressing those likes, subscribing to my channel and also pressing notification bell in order to stay updated with my future videos. And yeah, welcome to another video on my channel and I hope you will have fun with me. So in my previous video, which was number 3 about Norwegian musicians, make sure you check out it, I was talking about 2 wonderful female artists, and this time I thought, well, let's have some balance and dedicate the next video, which is this video, to some gents. And actually, these will be 2 Norwegian duos, but let's not rush things. Let's start step by step. Honestly, the pronunciation of this duo got me into a little trouble. I'm not sure if I am pronouncing it correctly and if I will ever pronounce it correctly. Let me try. Royksopp. For the consistency, I'm going to call them Royksopp and hope it is the right pronunciation. Yes, these are the guys that created the wonderful hit called What Else Is There? At least I love it so much, and I also love their collab with the Swedish singer Robin. Their song Do It Again was very important during a certain period of my life, so I really like Royksopp and everything that they are actually creating. This electronic music duo is actually from a place called Tromsø. It's on the northern part of Norway. The group actually formed in 1998. However, guys knew each other much earlier. They were actually introduced to each other by their friends and they met at some kind of a house party. They were in their teens, like around 12 or 13, so they started to talk to each other and understood that they have quite similar taste in music. And so they also started to experiment and create some kind of music pieces. It was around 1990s. And I don't know why, but they separated, and later on in 1998 they met each other again in Bergen, and this is when the famous Royksopp was created.
I moved from Tromsø when I was 20, in Bergen. We're both living in Bergen, further south in Norway, which is a bit more European, one might say, than Tromsø, which is very far north and not so European, probably more exotic for people coming from the south. Well, we started making music as kids in Tromsø just because there wasn't too much to do. I think that's a common problem when you are a youth, that you find it hard to find something meaningful to do.
What does this word Royksopp actually means? Royksopp is a version of a Norwegian word which means a puffball mushroom. But the band wrote it with the different letter, as you are seeing right there. It's just a ridiculous name for a group. Let's call ourselves something that is hard to pronounce and harder to spell, and people won't even know what the hell it means. We just found that utterly appealing. Some sources say that the name can actually refer to a mushroom-shaped cloud after a nuclear explosion. Whatever suits for each person better, but we are not here to discuss the word meanings, right? First international fame came to guys after releasing first debut album. It was called Melody AM, and among the famous tracks from that album is a melody called Apple, which means in Norwegian apple. An interesting fact, the song Apple was licensed by Apple and used as the introduction music for company's Mac OS X Panther operating system setup assistant. Royksopp also started to create very graphically experimental videos for their tracks, and they got an attention and a huge rotation on the MTV. Slowly and steadily they were gaining more and more attention, more and more fame, and actually their video for the track Remind Me got MTV Europe Music Award 2002 for the best video.
In these MTV Europe Music Awards, Royksopp actually beat such videos like Eminem's Without Me, Basement Jaxx Where's Your Head At, and The White Stripes Fell in Love with a Girl.
Royksopp, Remind Me.
Directed by Hervé de Précy and Ludovic Houplin.
So as you understand, everything from that moment actually went up, and they were also gradually recognized in the United States of America. And an interesting fact, they were approached by the creators of Matrix Reloaded. They wanted to offer Royksopp to create soundtrack pieces for that movie. I don't know why, but Royksopp actually declined this offer, so we cannot hear them on Matrix Reloaded movie, but I think they would really nail that. Then came the next album called The Understanding, and from there came this wonderful music piece called What Else Is There? I think everybody knows that or have heard that at a certain point of their lives. And yeah, it was like a snowball. Everything started to roll, became huger, bigger, recognizable. I will not dive into all of the Royksopp history because it's a lot and one video will not be enough. So I am just here to say that this wonderful duo creating wonderful music is from Norway, and you should definitely remember that. And let me tell you a secret. Lately I've been actually quite hooked on one of their recent collaborations. It was, I guess, released in 2019 with a Norwegian rapper from Bergen, Lars Vaular. And yeah, consider this as introduction to another musician from Norway, and also an invitation to try out and listen to this music piece. I don't know, it's like on repeat lately for me at home. But speaking about collaborations, I truly think it's really great that I think the largest part of the vocalists they have been collaborating are from Scandinavia, so they are actually promoting Scandinavian music artists. For example, Karin Dreyer Andersson that we are hearing in What Else Is There? She's from the Swedish electronic duo called The Knife. Also artists like Lidke Lee or of course Robin. We all know those wonderful music pieces they were creating together with Robin. And I also wanted to mention a wonderful collab that was made in 2016 with the Norwegian singer Susanne Sundfør. Consider this as another introduction to Norwegian music artists. Check out her.
Well, she's special to us, and it shows in her voice, we believe. She's the perfect choice.
And some latest things, in 2019 they actually announced that they will be releasing B-sides and exclusives and previously unreleased tracks on the playlist called Lost Tapes. And it's quite unique, and you should definitely check them out. It's available on different platforms. However, in January of 2021, which is this year, they announced that they are putting this project on halt. And it's not because, I quote, they have drained all the Royksopp well. It's completely different thing, and they put it in some kind of mystery for us.
It simply means that we are pausing Lost Tapes for a while in order for us to focus our efforts on other endeavors. There are no drama related to our decision, quite opposite. Let's just say that we have to go back on a promise we made in the past, but hopefully to some elation.
Intriguing enough. I will be waiting. I think something good is coming. How do you think? Write down in comments. Yes, I was surprised that Nico Vinz are actually coming from Norway. These both guys are from Oslo. Nikolai Sereba is of Norwegian and Ivorian descent, and Vincent Derry is of Ghanaian descent. And their descent has played an important role in the creation of their music.
My mother is Norwegian. My dad is from Ivory Coast.
So Africa, okay.
Both of his parents from Ghana.
Yeah. Got it.
And
So
they
we're-
emigrated to Norway.
Norway.
Yes.
We talk about that in the music as well, because I mean, just having two identities sometimes, or sort of two backgrounds.
Things get complicated.
Yeah, but then I realized, or we realized that we could just be both. You know, you ain't gotta be just African. I mean, we listen to a lot of different music. I know Nico's father is an African musician, and you know, in my house as well, we played a lot of African music and a lot of reggae. My mom used to love Jimmy Cliff and
talk about it.
And you know, Bob Marley, of course, and you know, all those guys.
So in brief, how Nico Vinz became a band and how they became famous. Both musicians met each other in Norway in 2009. Nico was actually in a band with his friend, and this band was actually more like a hobby. So after a while, Nico went off from Norway to the Ivory Coast, and when he came back from there, his friend from his band actually had created some music with Vinz.
He suggested that me and Vince should get together because he felt we could have good chemistry. So we tried it out, and the chemistry was great on stage and off stage in the studio. We made music together for 5 years before things really started happening. It was a hobby at first.
At first they called their duo Envy, and they even released a debut album under this name, and their first single from that album was called One Song. It was released in 2011, and it reached number 19 in Norwegian singles chart. And then in 2013 the large success came with the single Am I Wrong? And they released that single under the name Nico and Vinz already. This name change was actually in accordance to their record label, and they suggested they should change to Nico and Vinz because Envy could be confused with some other artists with the same name. The song peaked in so many top charts, it was on a constant rotation on the radio, so they became very, very widely recognizable and popular all over the world. They even reached number 4 place in Billboard's Hot 100. I think we should also mention the video for the song Am I Wrong? It was actually filmed in Botswana. The video was actually with the purpose to show the positive side of Africa, because nowadays Africa is more or less portrayed in different social media and news with a negative connotation. And this is more like to celebrate African culture and make it more positive for the viewer. An interesting thing is that Nico and Vinz were actually also chosen as the opening performance for such huge stars like Bruno Mars and Usher.
On 2014, Nico and Vinz were also participating as guests in such major events like lighting the Christmas tree in the White House for that time President Barack Obama and his family and other stars. They were the only non-American artists performing at the annual White House 2014 Christmas ceremony. They also were performing in the Ellen show. Ellen herself thought that she likes this duo very much.
They released not only studio albums, but also they collaborated with huge stars like David Guetta, Lasso, and many others. So after this kind of roll of fame, they little bit stopped, and recently I listened and watched to a podcast from 2019 where they were actually revealing that they had this kind of deliberate pause to create something new. So according to that interview, I understood that something new will be released very soon. Notice that they have become very, very active on their Instagram, and they also created their TikTok. And yeah, of course, if you don't follow them, I will just tell you that on their Instagram account, on the upper line, like on the profile, there is this phrase saying that new songs are coming out on spring 2021, and it's spring already, so I think something new will be available for us very, very soon from Nico and Vinz. So what are your thoughts about Royksopp and Nico and Vinz? Write down in comments. This is it for me today. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed another video dedicated to famous musicians you most probably didn't know were Norwegians. And at the end, I just wanted to mention that I still have 3 other videos dedicated to the same topic, so make sure you watch them too. And yeah, as always, write down in comments, maybe you have some other suggestions which artists, apart from those that I have already reviewed, you would like to see in my videos. That being said, I hope you have a lovely day. Sending you lots of love. See you next time.
Lars Laura, with a Norwegian rapper from Bergen. Do you listen? Maybe you can suggest me. That you really like the videos where I am really okay. They were asked if they would like to make some soundtracks for that new